What if I told you there was a proven step-by-step formula for becoming wealthy? A formula that has nothing to do with your background, your education, or even luck. This is the promise of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, a book that has created more millionaires than any other. But this isn't just a book about money. It's a book about the power of your mind. The story begins with Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest men in history. He tasked a young journalist, Napoleon Hill, with a monumental mission: to interview over 500 of the world's most successful people like Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, and John D. Rockefeller, and distill their secrets into a simple philosophy that anyone could use. Hill spent 20 years on this mission. What he discovered was a secret that is hiding in plain sight. Today, we're breaking down all 13 of his steps into one powerful guide. Get ready to unlock the blueprint. Part 1. The Unshakable Foundation. Your burning desire. The very first step, and the foundation of everything, is what Hill calls a burning desire. This is not a passive wish. Hill says, and I quote, "Wishing will not bring riches, but desiring riches with a state of mind that becomes an obsession, then planning definite ways and means to acquire riches and backing those plans with persistence will bring riches." Let me give you the perfect example Hill uses: Edwin C. Barnes. Barnes had a burning desire to become a business partner of the great inventor Thomas Edison, but he had no money, didn't know Edison, and had no clear path. Most people would have given up, but Barnes' desire was so intense, he literally rode a freight train to Edison's office and announced he was there to be his partner. His determination was so palpable that Edison gave him a chance. Years later, Barnes became Edison's partner, exactly as he had desired. He thought his way into that partnership. So, how do you apply this? Hill gives you 6 practical steps. I want you to actually do this. First, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. Be specific. Don't say a lot, say a specific figure. Second, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money. There is no such thing as something for nothing. Third, establish a definite date by which you intend to possess this money. Fourth, create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once, whether you are ready or not. Fifth, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money, the time limit, what you will give, and your specific plan. And sixth, read this written statement aloud twice every day, once before bed and once after rising. And as you read it, see it, feel it, and believe yourself already in possession of that money. This isn't a one-time thing. This is the ritual that imprints your desire onto your subconscious mind. Part 2. The Mind Factory. Faith, autosuggestion, and specialized knowledge. Now, a desire alone is just a dream. You need the power to bring it to life. That power comes from faith. Hill calls faith the head chemist of the mind. It's the vital ingredient that gives life, power, and action to your thoughts. But how do you get faith if you're feeling doubtful? This is where the second principle comes in: autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is the bridge between your conscious and subconscious mind. It's the tool you use to deliberately build faith. Think of your subconscious mind as a supercomputer. Autosuggestion is how you program it. You are feeding it a constant diet of positive, confident, and successful thoughts. Every time you read your written statement with emotion, you are using autosuggestion. You are telling your subconscious mind, this is real, this is happening, and eventually your subconscious mind accepts it as truth and starts to work to make it a physical reality. It will guide your actions, attract the right people, and open up opportunities you never saw before. Now let's talk about knowledge. This is a big one. Many people think you need a fancy degree to be successful. Hill shatters this myth with the principle of specialized knowledge. He makes a crucial distinction. General knowledge is not power. You can be the most educated person in the world and still be broke. Power comes from organized and intelligently directed knowledge, what Hill calls specialized knowledge. And here's the liberating part. You don't need to know it all yourself. There are two ways to get specialized knowledge. One, you can acquire it yourself through focused study and experience. Or two, you can hire it or partner with it. This is what Henry Ford did. He was not an expert mechanic, but he surrounded himself with people who were. Your success depends on knowing what specific knowledge you need for your goal, and then creating a plan to get it. Part 3. The action engine, imagination, planning, and unbreakable habits. Okay, you have the desire and the faith, but how do you build the bridge to your goal? You use your imagination. Hill calls it imagination, the workshop of your mind. This is where your plans are fashioned. He talks about two kinds: synthetic imagination, which takes old ideas and combines them into new combinations. This is what most entrepreneurs do. And creative imagination, which is the faculty that receives hunches and inspirations from the universe. Everything humans have created, the phone you're holding, the car you drive, started as a single idea in someone's imagination. But an idea is still just an idea without organized planning. This is where you roll up your sleeves. You must create a definite step-by-step plan. And the most important lesson here is be persistent with your plans, but flexible in your methods. If your first plan doesn't work, create a new one. If that one fails, create another. Thomas Edison didn't fail 10,000 times to invent the light bulb. He found 10,000 ways that didn't work. He persisted with his goal, but adapted his plan. This requires two non-negotiable character traits: decision and persistence. Hill found that successful people make decisions quickly and change them very slowly. Unsuccessful people are slow to decide and quick to change their minds. They are swayed by the opinions of others. Hill's advice: tell the world what you intend to do, but first, show it. Keep your plans to yourself until you've achieved them. And then there's persistence. Persistence is the sustained effort that guarantees you will not be defeated. It's not something you're born with. It's a habit you cultivate. It's based on having a definite purpose, a burning desire, and a closed mind to all negative influences. The world will test you with temporary defeat. Those who persist are the ones who win. Part 4. The Force Multipliers, the mastermind and hidden energies. You cannot achieve anything truly great alone. This brings us to one of the most powerful principles: the power of the mastermind. A mastermind is defined as the coordination of knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony between two or more people for the attainment of a definite purpose. This is more than just a mastermind group. When two or more minds connect in harmony, they create a third, invisible force, a collective intelligence that is greater than the sum of their parts. It's a psychic synergy. This third mind can solve problems and generate ideas that no single person could have on their own. This is the secret behind empires like Carnegie's. Now, for the most provocative and powerful principle, the mystery of sex transmutation. Hill states that the energy of sexual desire is the most powerful and compelling human drive. When driven by this emotion, people develop incredible magnetism, courage, and creativity. Sex transmutation is the act of redirecting this powerful energy from purely physical expression into your creative endeavors, your work, or your pursuit of riches. It's about channeling that raw primal life force into your ambition. This isn't about suppression, it's about redirection. Hill found that the most successful and creative men in history were those who had learned to transmute this energy. It fuels genius-level thinking and unstoppable persistence.
Part 5. The Higher Mind. Tapping into Infinite Intelligence. How do all these thoughts and plans actually manifest? Through your subconscious mind. Your subconscious is the connecting link between your conscious mind and what he calls infinite intelligence. It's like a fertile garden. Whatever seeds you plant there, whether positive or negative, will grow. This is why auto-suggestion is so critical. You are deliberately planting the seeds of success and weeding out the seeds of doubt and fear. Your subconscious mind works on your plans 24/7, even while you sleep, turning them into their physical reality. But it responds best to thoughts mixed with strong emotion. This is why you must feel the joy of achieving your goal when you repeat your desire. All of this culminates in the crown jewel of the philosophy, the sixth sense. This is the apex, the final step. The sixth sense is your direct line to infinite intelligence. It's the source of hunches, inspirations, and sudden warnings. You can't force it. It develops automatically after you have mastered and applied the other 12 principles. Hill's personal method for stimulating it was his famous invisible counselor's technique. Every night, he would hold an imaginary meeting in his mind with great figures like Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Edison, and Charles Darwin. He would speak to them, asking for their wisdom and guidance. This wasn't about summoning ghosts. It was a powerful form of auto-suggestion designed to rebuild his own character and open his mind to receive inspired ideas from the universe. Part 6. The Final Boss. Conquering the 6 Ghosts of Fear. You can have the best plan, the most faith, and the strongest desire. But there is one final enemy that will stop you every time. Fear. Hill says there are 6 basic fears that every person must conquer. The fear of poverty, the most destructive fear. It leads to indifference, doubt, worry, and procrastination. The fear of criticism. This fear kills initiative and destroys individuality. The fear of ill health. This fear can actually create the very illnesses you fear. The fear of loss of love. This leads to jealousy and anxiety, often driving away the very person you want to keep. The fear of old age, the worry that age brings poverty and irrelevance. And the fear of death, the most fundamental fear. All these fears are states of mind, and the antidote to fear is a burning desire backed by a firm decision. The moment you make a definite decision to never accept poverty, to ignore criticism, and to live a purposeful life, you rob these fears of their power. Worry is just fear caused by indecision. Make a decision and the worry ceases. You must also guard against the 7th basic evil, susceptibility to negative influences. You become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. Protect your mind. Deliberately seek out positive, encouraging people and close your mind to all negative and depressive influences. Conclusion: your destiny awaits. So, What is the ultimate secret of Think and Grow Rich? Napoleon Hill sums it up perfectly. You have absolute control over only one thing: your thoughts. It is this fact which is the very basis of all hope, all progress, all achievement. Your mind is the only thing you truly control, and therefore it is the only tool you need to change your destiny. The 13 steps are not a magic wand, they are a system for taking control of that tool. It starts with a single burning desire. It's fueled by faith and persistence. It's brought to life through a plan and a mastermind. And it's protected by conquering your own fears. The question is no longer if you can achieve your goals, but when you will decide to start applying this philosophy. If this summary inspired you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell for more in-depth book breakdowns. The most important step is the first one. Take it now. Thanks for watching. Now go think and grow rich.